Miss Mazibuko, how are you?
Good afternoon, Chief Justice and the Commission. I am trying to be settled.
May we start?
Yes.
Okay. What academic qualifications do you have?
I have a BProc degree. I am busy with my master's in banking law. And I've also enrolled for a program. It's called postgraduate for academic writing. Yes.
So the masters and this other certificate are not yet in your pocket.
No, not yet.
We can't talk about them.
No, we can't.
Okay. A huge chunk of your working life has been spent at Legal Aid South Africa.
Yes.
According to your application form, you did your articles with them.
Yes.
In 1997 to 1996 to 1997, then worked for a brief spell at Mtembu Attorneys.
Yes.
Then returned to Legal
Yes.
Aid Board. In 2000, you were there until 2014.
2014, that's correct.
And by then you had worked your way up to executive.
Yes.
And you decided to open your own practice.
Yes,
All
2014.
right, in April 2014.
That's correct.
And that's where you still are to date.
Yes, Chief Justice.
All right. You've also acted as a magistrate.
Yes, there was 2014 until 2015, somewhere about
Was that
9
a
months.
continuous appointment?
No, they kept on, I think you get 3 months, then sometimes they don't, then they call you again. Yes, but it was for 9 months only.
9 months. Yes. All right. And you've acted as a judge intermittently since 2021.
That's correct, Chief Justice.
In which division?
Gauteng division and the Mpumalanga division.
In Gauteng, in both seats?
Yes, both Johannesburg and Pretoria.
Okay. So how long have you acted as a judge?
I calculated for about, but I know I put together the in 4 weeks, and it made 19 months, 19.5 months. If that is if we agree that every month has 4 weeks, I meant to say.
All right.
So it's 19.5.
Okay. And you have written judgments during these acting stints?
I did, Chief Justice.
In which areas of the law?
In different areas. Civil trials. I've written on BILIT, road accident fund, administrative law. I've also written on credit law, insolvency. I'm struggling to remember all of them.
The usual range.
The usual range, and also on bail appeal and criminal appeals, full court appeal matters, and also civil matters where maybe it's only 2 judges that are sitting.
You've presided in the civil court?
Yes, I have.
In a civil trial?
Yes, civil trials, yes, and opposed motions.
Have you presided in a criminal trial?
No, I haven't.
Did you appear in court when you were at the Legal Aid Board? Well, you still are there. Has your work there, your job description included appearing in court?
When, Chief Justice, I missed that, the first part of your question.
At the Legal Aid Board, have you appeared in court? Did
Yes,
your duties include that?
Yes, throughout. Even when we're Justice Center Executive, I was still required to do 1 or 2 matters. So I've I've been in court throughout.
All right.
Yes.
Did that include appearing in the criminal court?
Yes, a lot.
Okay. And when you were acting as a magistrate, you
Also-
probably sat in the criminal court, not so?
I did.
Okay. How many judgments would you say you've written?
I've written about 91 judgments, but I've realized that whilst I was preparing that, I did not include most of the leave to appeal judgments. But for trials or opposed motions, it's about 91.
Have any of them been reported?
One was reported. I wrote it this year.
All right. What was that about?
It was on National Credit Act, about Section 103, whether the debt review, when a consumer enters into debt review arrangement, does that stop the incurring of the interest, or is there another default, or he remains in default on the original credit agreement?
And what did you find?
I find that no, it doesn't. It's only one default. When the consumer defaults on the original credit agreement, when they default on the debt review arrangement, it cannot be said that that's a second default or something. So that was my finding. But we're sitting, the three of us, in that matter. It was a special motion.
But you wrote the judgment?
Yes, I did write the judgment.
Okay. You are a member of SAULA, among other professional bodies. And you sat in its executive. Well, when did you serve in its executive?
I didn't serve on the executive of SAULA, but on the provincial. I'm currently a secretary in the provincial,
right.
in a committee, not
Not in
provincial.
the,
It's in
okay.
those subcommittees.
Okay. And what does SAULA do these days? What value are you to society?
Chief Justice, we are SAULA, rather, but I'm a member of SAULA. SAULA, we are the interest is on women lawyers, to ensure that they are supported and that and try to redress, to correct the previous historical background that women, we don't find them mainly in court, or even if they start practice on the way they live. And also the other thing is, when one rises, it's expected. It's actually our motto that we rise, all of us, you carry others with when you are rising. So it's not a matter of we are on top alone, then the others, they are not. You go down and pick them up because they are a support system as your as sisters.
All right. All right. I'm going to hand over to Acting Judge President Ledoba to put questions to you.
Thank you, Chief Justice. Good afternoon, Ms. Mazibuko.
Good afternoon, Acting Judge President.
Surely you have seen the comments made by various organizations.
Yes, I have.
Can we start? You know that there's an objection by one Mr. Pesi Sukoto.
That's correct.
Yeah, what's your comment or your response to the objection?
AJP, my response rather is that I think Mr. Sikhoto is making a mistake. I was not representing him. He was a witness in a matter that I was involved, where it was a murder matter. So he was one of the witnesses. And he complains in his objection, he raises the point that the defense team failed to file papers on leave to appeal. The papers were filed, and the matter was postponed, I think in October or November last year, 2024, for sentencing in this year in January or February. So that occurred, and the leave to appeal was granted, and as we speak, the sentenced people, they are on bail pending. They are on bail pending their appeal.
On your schedule, you also state that you held special trials. Those are the trials that last for 2 weeks or more.
That's correct.
Yeah, the special trials that you had, did they last for the entire period? So the special trials is for 6 weeks that you had the special trials.
That's correct.
Okay. And, if I can remind you, you also applied to be admitted to the training of aspirant women judges,
That's
and you
correct.
were not successful.
That's correct.
You know why were you not successful?
I'm not sure if I can share my suspicions why I was not. I didn't get a response, but
No.
but I can indicate that if you allow me, AJP.
Yes?
I think the panel found that I don't necessarily need same due to the fact that I've been acting for some time. And I'm saying that with
You are spot on. You are spot on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Because the panel felt that you have the necessary experience and we should give opportunity to other women.
Thank you.
Are you ready for the new job that you've applied for?
Yes, I am ready. AJP, I've taken time. You would realize that I started acting in 2021. And I think in 2023, beginning of the year, I didn't make myself available when I was called. That was for me to reflect and see if this is what I want. And that was after I have done a full term in 2023, I think. The first term of 2023, I hope I'm not making a mistake. So then I reflected, and when I started again in 2023, I think third or fourth term, and continued and had another opportunity of doing a full term this year. So I realized that I think that gave me confidence, that and also an assurance that this is what I want.
In Mpumalanga, you acted for how many weeks?
I think it's 16 weeks.
16 weeks.
Yes.
And your firm, do you have partners, PAs?
I have 2 PAs and 2 candidate attorneys. I don't have a partner. Yes.
Should this commission recommend you to be appointed, how soon can you start? We are now in October.
Yeah, I see it's already mid-October. Now I don't want to say December because then I'm not sure what happens. I do know that there's matters in December, but January will be fair for both my clients and the practice, and so that I don't carry baggage into this new job.
Thank you, Chief Justice.
Thanks, Chief Justice Sawana Mamazi.
Yeah,
Are you well?
I am well, Premier. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to make a follow-up from the question that was raised by the Chief Justice about the master's degree.
Yes.
I thought you said your interest is is in the banking industry, banking law,
That's banking law, yes.
and as such, you have enrolled for a Master of Law in Banking program.
Yes.
And therefore, I couldn't understand when you said you are not keen to enter that space of studying for a master's degree.
I think it was, I understood the Chief Justice to be saying that we cannot say that because it's not yet in my bag. I don't have it as yet, but I am interested in the banking law. And I will tell you why. When I did this matter that I've referred to, the one on the National Credit Act, I was even more thrilled I could not wait because I think it's a matter of curiosity for me.
And when the acting JP was raising the issue of the objection from your former client, I thought you'll go at length to assure that the accusation tabled are not justified. It sounded that you were very dismissive as well of the objection.
I can go in length. I had responded. I had thought perhaps I should not bore the commission with details, but I can. I have written, and I remember in that response of mine, I did apologize because I was going to be a little bit lengthy. But I do have the response. I'm more than ready to actually take the commission into confidence.
There's been doubt of your readiness to take this responsibility. So which area of the bench you think you add value if you are appointed?
Premier, if you look at my career path for the past years since I've started practicing, it's more on people, and you would see what I got exposed to even before when I was at legal aid. All my life it has been the law going to the people and that they be educated, because most of the things is because in courts sometimes the environment is intimidating, whereas if people are educated in some of the areas, for instance, on credit law, you know, what does it mean when you've entered a credit agreement? What are the implications? Do you really need to, or is it because it is available? So that's the education that people need. So I'm more, and I understand where people are coming from. And also my background, I've lived in the village, I've lived in the township, what you like, and I've lived in suburbs. So I know, I'm just a basic person. I know where African people are coming from and what they are struggling. And I'm also able to relate with some of the problems, the injustices that are there. And now as a lawyer, I am able to read the Constitution and see that this problem is, and see that justice is done in a matter. So it's not only the education and the sophistication, but it's also the practical and the person who has the knowledge and the background of who've tasted life in the village, in the suburb and in the other areas. So I think that's what I'm bringing. And also the knowledge, my exposure when it comes to law itself, and the leadership also, and the passion that I have for this. When the AJP was asking me, I've taken time to reflect. Do I really want this, or is just a glamorous job, or what? Thank you, President.
Thanks so much, teacher.
Commissioner Hassan?
Thank you very much, CJ. I just want to clarify something, Advocate over here, Commissioner Hassan. If I'm correct, the GCB did talk about some limited exposure to litigation and that you've only been dealing with RAF matters. How would you respond to the GCB's concern?
Thank you, Commissioner, for that question. I think they raise a concern that I've written judgments on RAF mostly. It's not correct, Commission. Out of the 91 judgments that I've written on different areas of law. I am not sure why they were not able to access same.
Could you maybe just mention those areas for us to make a note of?
I think the one area that they had a concern on was the area of family law. I have written on family law. I have written on corporate law. I have written on administrative law, and many other judgments on procedural law. And I had an occasion where I've written a judgment where I was asked to develop the common law. I think that was my second case in 2021 that I've written on a judgment. I've written on insolvency law. They're just escaping me now, those areas.
Okay, and then just to clarify, have you written any judgments related to any constitutional law? Because I think you've covered some of their concerns. I think the only thing then that would be outstanding is constitutional matters.
I think I can say yes. One of the judgments that I submitted, it was on constitutional rights of the applicants. That is the AfriForum matter. Where I dealt with the structural interdict. So there's a lot of constitutional law rather in that. Also with the National Credit Act matter, it also involves the constitution because you need to interpret, well, at least that's what I did. I had to interpret the National Credit Act, aligning myself, or rather inconsistent with the constitution and looking at the historical background of the consumer industry.
Thank you, CJ.
Thank you.
Professor?
Thank you, CJ. Good morning, good afternoon, Ms. Mazibuko.
Good afternoon, Commissioner.
Can I please take you to the case that you have been referring us to? This is Court versus National Credit Regulator.
Yes, I might need to.
I just lost. It is in paginated page 69 of your bundle. The typed page 26 and the handwritten pagination page 69.
Okay, it's the 69 on the bottom.
Yeah, yes, they are all on. Yeah, the one at the bottom.
Yeah, yes.
That's where it is, but nonetheless, it doesn't really matter if you don't get it.
No, I'm here. I found it.
In that case, as I understand it, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the main, you are dealing with the in duplum rule.
That's correct.
As it is understood under the National Credit Act.
Yes, from the common law, yes.
And that's where I want to get in because that's the confusion that I got. Whether the case was premised on the statutory in duplum rule or on the common law in duplum rule because the two are different and they are couched different. And I couldn't quite understand from the reasoning as to which formation of the rule you are actually applying. But not only that, there is a constitutional court case of Paulse versus Slipknot that gives us the parameters of how the in duplum rule should be applicable. And it doesn't seem like it is referred to in your judgment. I'm not sure if you you were aware of it at the time when you were writing the judgment, but I'm more interested in the first part of the question.
If you look at the first, I think the first three paragraphs of the judgments, they speak to what exactly the parties came to court for. It was not necessarily on the in duplum rule. But I do mention in the judgment that the in duplum rule is originating from the common law. But here it was within the act. So it's a statutory one.
I get that, but the thing is, at the end of the day, if you are going to determine that there is a principal capital amount, and from that principal capital amount, there will be an interest on it, and that interest should not be more than the principal amount. Now, the question would be, in terms of the relief that you are going to pay, that you are going to give, are you relying exclusively on statute, or are you relying on the common law? And that's why I'm bringing in the Constitutional Court judgment as a guidance, as precedent to guide you on the right approach. So I'm asking whether you and your fellow judges were not aware of the precedent of the Constitutional Court at the time.
I think I get your point. I think our focus was on because remember they picked on the section of section 103. So I think our focus, we wanted to zoom in there. But I do get the point that perhaps we should have also embraced that guidance.
Yeah, because this is important, right?
Yes, no.
Thank you very much, Chief Justice.
Commissioner Sobangumdao. CJ, let it pass. Commissioner Nkosingiphile.
Good afternoon, Ms. Mazibuko.
Good afternoon, Commissioner.
Just on the objection by Mr. Scott, it's made in respect of your application and that of your senior counsel. I think in that case it was Advocate Ma-Myeni, is that correct?
Allow me to correct this. No. Ma-Myeni was also representing
another
two
group
other
of,
clients.
yeah.
I was representing two others.
I think it's 6 and 7 that you were
6 and
representing.
11.
6 and 11 that you were acting for, but you were on the same side.
Yes, we're in defense.
Yes. I must confess that I understood what was going on in this case for the first time when I read your response.
Yes,
This S versus Mlambo is the case.
that's correct.
Yes, and your response was actually well written.
Thank you, Commissioner.
And the other judgment you wrote was a judgment about the removal of a child from the father to the mother who was going to Ireland.
Yes, I think it was in Johannesburg.
Johannesburg, yeah. That's also a well-written judgment.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah. Thank you, Chief Justice.
Thank you, Commissioner Nkosingiphile. I thought you were going to pose questions. Well, it appears that there are no questions for any further questions for this candidate. On that happy note, Ms. Mazibuko, I think we should release you.
I thank you, Chief
Thank you
Justice.
very much. You're
And the
excused.
Commission. Thank you.